Welcome all, tuned in with the Interactive Picture Show. I am the Interactive Picture Show presenter here to provide you a look at Beyond the Wire. Beyond the Wire is an early access first-person multiplayer shooter set during the Great War between 1914 and 18, created by Redstone Interactive alongside Off-World Industries, the same studio for providing experiences such as Squad and Postscriptum. I picked up a copy of Beyond the Wire just a few days after the newest update, which introduced the British Expeditionary Force and the Harlem Hellfighters, alongside some new maps. I must say that digging I did really paid off with this investment I made, even if I did feel like I wanted to fall over from the scooping and breaking of dry soil mixed with the clay and rock. Right off the bat, I must say that if you're familiar with either Squad or Postscriptum, you'll find not much of a difference on the mechanical side, except for a few changes. For example, having managers and other items bound to the F key rather than a separate inventory slot, or the lack of a ticket system. However, you will find the pacing and action to be dramatically different compared to Squad and PS, but in a good way. When you in-game and the whistles blow, utter devastating chaos erupts all around as artillery fire pounds the ground at advancing troops, while dozens of machine gun and rifle bullets go whizzing all around, having 5 men drop around you as you advance, while you and many others scream in the voice chat all through the brilliant sound design. It is a thrill that is almost unmatched by other games and is only able to be found in these World War I games like Battlefield 1, which this game is similar to in the atmosphere that game caught oh so excellently 5 years ago, but does it 10 times better. So, getting into the gameplay, majority of your time will be as a standard infantryman with a rifle for most games, unless you want to be and are lucky enough to grab yourself a special class like the assault for close range, pistol for trench clearing, MG for defending points, a grenadier for chucking grenades, clue in the name, and the medic for healing and reviving teammates quicker. If you are leading the squad, you will be checked into the officer class who carries a nice fancy sword on him alongside his traditional rifle or pistol he carries. The gunplay feels impactful. Actually, pretty much all the weapons feel extremely impactful and dangerous, but are mostly incredibly inaccurate and require some skill to hit the enemy consistently at range, as weapon sway is quite high. Even more so with heavy MGs, which miss 90% of the time when firing when not mounted. Melee combat is a new addition, not that melee wasn't in previous games like Squad, but here it's gotten a lot more flushed with chivalry or Mordhau-like directional attack and block combat against 2 melee weapons like swords or bats, but this doesn't translate over to bayonets, but that isn't such a big issue.
Короче.
As mentioned earlier, the game has no ticket system, allowing you to constantly rush onto the point carefree and die repeatedly without fear of penalty. Alongside the quicker respawns times, this creates these massive pushes and convinces players to fight more often, creating the chaos you will experience. Well, that doesn't mean this game isn't tactical. This game is still team play focused, central. Even with the chaos occurring around you, well-coordinated teams win most games, while teams lacking any communication tend to lose due to sheer disorganized play. This means when you're a squad leader, you must try your best to keep your entire team up by working alongside the other squads to effectively capture points or defend them.
Button for command chat. I don't know the commands. If anyone knows command chat button, please let me know. Caps? Oh, thank you. Thank you. We're being heavily flanked on the right side of E. We need backup. Need another squad here at least.
Currently, there are two game modes, being Frontlines and Invasion, which works similarly to how Battlefield 1 did it, and done to an extent. Frontline is a tug of war where there are 10 small points to capture along the line, like conquest in phases, and whoever wins pushes their entire line back and works to the best of threes. Invasion is a game mode where you push and capture or defend points in a linear manner, which is a mode that recreates the great mass charges of a time period of warfare, and is where the majority of the chaos is found within the game, and is the one mode I personally prefer to play. Graphically, the game looks pretty good. Textures, reflections, and effects all look great, though I must say. The explosions are fantastic. The lifelike particles scattering when dust clouds close to the old footage from the Great War. Though you cannot see this well on my computer due to the inability to record this as well at high settings, but looks pretty good at what it is running at now. But the performance is a bit so-so.
Damn it, I just had to lag when someone spawns in.
I have a 1050 Ti i5, 8GB of VRAM, and I do tend to fall into stuttering territory quite regularly. This is a minimal once I updated my drivers and Windows OS, but still frustrating if you're mid-gunfight and die due to your screen temporarily freezing. The game itself is low on players, mainly 2 servers with any population, so not dead but still concerning, so good luck Australians. But once the game starts tracking more players over time, this issue should be fixed, similar to how Squad and Postscriptum went. Go back to the game. The game, for the most part, is historically authentic with real weaponry and equipment, so no political correctness here to ruin our precious history. But I do find the stamping of a date on a battle we are taking part in makes me question why there are Adrian and Stahlhelms in 1914, as they only began to show up in 1916. Overall, I believe Beyond the Wire to be a solid military shooter, and in my case, military sim. I like the most. I'd play this over Squad and PS anytime, but that is my bias to the time period and more chaotic casual gameplay. I'd give it an 8 out of 10 at its current time in early access, and I hope this review gave you some insight on this game if you were interested in the game recently. But if you already played it or picked it up after this review, please share your views on this game. Also, some gameplay I uploaded on my alternative channel if you want to see a bit more of this game from me. But I hope I helped you out on your investment. And this was the Interactive Picture Show, tuning out.
I'm behind them. Shooting the point.